All right, here we All right, there we go. We are live. Not live. We are recording live. For our first prediction episode, or our first team preview episode. We told you guys a couple of weeks ago that the Patreon was launched in order to help provide more and better content for you guys. Here is the fruits of those labors. We got an NFL Game Pass subscription. We're going to be watching all of the film that we can watch for the coming week's opponents. This show, this will be released Thursday morning for all of our members of the Patreon, Friday afternoon for everybody else, so that y'all have time to check out our preview, talk about kind of what's going on. These are going to be shorter videos, not going to be like the big podcast where it's an hour and a half plus. We're going to be talking about 10, 15 minutes on the opponent, and then we're going to predict the entire week one slate of action, and we're going to go head to head against each other with these predictions. We are going to leave the Thursday night games out of it.
Okay.
Because this video does release on Thursday. It is being recorded on Tuesday night, but I don't want anybody to suggest when we release it Thursday or Friday that we had already watched the game.
Sure. No, it makes sense.
Right. So we're going to leave the Thursday night games out of it.
I just want to say thank you to everyone that has joined our Patreon, and whether you're listening early, you're listening at all. Thank you to everyone. You know, it's been an amazing journey so far, and now all of a sudden we're about to embark on the season, and I really think we're gonna hit. You know, because this has all been off season. Like all of this that we have built to this point and had time with you all has been when there's not even real Browns football. So I cannot wait to see what this journey is going to be. And Jacob, it's going to be a hell of a time.
It's going to be damn fun. It's going to be damn fun. Guys, we got the Kansas City Chiefs on deck today. I watched one good thing about the Kansas City Chiefs philosophy in this preseason is they have played their starters a ton. So I got around, watched all the film. I thought about watching some of their playoff film, but especially the offensive line is completely revamped, a completely 5 new starters on there. So I just I didn't think it made a whole lot of sense to go back and watch some of those games. I don't think it would really enlighten anybody or show us anything into what we could potentially see this coming week. So I prepared kind of a scouting report, kind of some stuff that I want to bounce off of you guys, let you guys know, and we'll kind of go back and forth. We're going to start on the defensive side of the field. The Chiefs, if there is a side of the ball that is a weakness to the Chiefs, and I don't have a ton of confidence calling any of those sides of the ball a weakness when we're talking about Kansas City, it would be their defense. I'm not too awfully worried about their corner. I think the loss of Bashaud Breeland who is now, I believe, in Minnesota, it's going to be felt bigger than I think some people might. I think Bashaud Breeland is an underrated corner is what I'm getting at. I think that is a bigger loss than some people want to lead you on to believe. I mean, he's not Jalen Ramsey, but, you know, he's not Robert Jackson, okay? Like, he's not on one of the either one of the extremes on that sort of thing. There's a reason Steve Spagnuolo has been a defensive coordinator in this league as long as he has. He disguises his coverage better than probably just about anybody or as good as anybody. There's a lot of rolling coverages and changing coverages and shifting. He loves to move Daniel Sorensen around pre and during and post snap. Daniel Sorensen, where he starts as they break the huddle quite often, is not where he ends up. Same with Tyrann Mathieu, who is, I don't know when anybody would tell you otherwise, but Tyrann Mathieu is still in my book underrated. I think what he does for that defense is really, really good. I'm not totally that afraid of their defensive line. I know Chris Jones is a problem. Frank Clark got handled by a guy named Blake last year pretty handily. I'm not afraid of him. Go ahead.
Help me understand. Is Frank Clark playing in this game?
So I did as much. And then, of course, we're recording this early in the week, so we're not going to be taking into play any injuries that may happen. Like, you may watch this on Friday. Do know that we recorded it earlier in the week and that, somebody like, I don't know, we don't know the situation with the Honey Badger, with the COVID situation.
Yeah.
You probably do know now as of listening to this recording. So we'll just preface that as well. Frank Clark, my understanding is he is out there.
Okay.
My understanding is they're not going to do anything with a suspension until the legal proceedings. And you know how it's kind of similar, I think, to Davion Davis's suspension, where it came down so much long. It won't be that long, but I don't think any kind of suspension is going to come out for Frank Clark for week 1.
Okay.
Frank Clark is still very good. Chris Jones is very good. I love Ladarius Sneed, the other corner. So I'm not going to act like they don't have any corners. But it's Ladarius Sneed, it's Tyrann Mathieu, Frank Clark, and Chris Jones.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the rest of the guys. Nick Bolton's good. I like Nick Bolton at will. Willie Gay is on IR. Daniel Sorensen, he's not that good. I'm not afraid of Daniel Sorensen. Yeah, I mean, overall, I think this is a defense that can struggle in the run game, because I'm not really afraid of what their linebackers are. You need to control the ball, but very, very importantly, you need to stretch the field. You didn't stretch the field against them last year. You were handicapped the entire game. I expect Kevin Stefanski to attempt to stretch the field right out the gate, change this overall. If I was going to give a grade to the Chiefs defense, it's still a B-, because they still have some players that are hot. Like, they have some really, really good players, and then some other players I'm just not that worried about. You can put points up on this team.
Mm-hmm.
But if you get cocky and think, oh, I can put points up on this team, you could very easily. Steve Spagnuolo knows what he's doing.
Yeah. I mean, there's a few elephants in the room, right? Patrick Mahomes has never lost in September in the NFL.
Yeah, and we'll get to 15 when we switch to the other side of the ball.
Yeah. I think as far as the Chiefs defense goes, before the Browns played them in the playoffs, I don't remember what the ranking is anymore, but their run defense was suspect. Mm-hmm. And to me, Kevin Stefanski called his worst offensive game of the year against the Chiefs.
And he kind of alluded to that.
Yeah, Nick Chubb had, I believe the stat is Nick Chubb had 5 carries in the first half against the Chiefs.
Sounds about correct, yep.
5 or 6. I can't remember specifically. But you saw in the second half when the Browns started running the ball, they started moving it, right? Because they really didn't have very much success offensively. And granted, Odell's not there and all that stuff. But I still think the key to this game for the Browns attacking the Chiefs defense is running the ball, because they just didn't do it in the first half. And as soon as they gave Kareem Hunt the ball too, he was energized and ready to go against this former team. So that's what I'm looking for defensively. And I think another thing is Chris Jones is specifically good at batting down balls, and obviously Baker has had some struggles with that. So I think whatever you do, you need to keep Chris Jones away. I mean, as hard of a task that is from Baker. And so hopefully the Chiefs defense last year literally just cheated against the Browns. They gave them no respect. They just played man, and they basically said, okay, we dare any of these receivers to beat us, right? So to me, I don't think they'll be able to do that this time. And I do think that Kevin Stefanski, that's probably, I haven't tweeted about this yet, but I'd like to. One of the biggest advantages the Browns have to me is that they ended last year with Kansas City and they start this year with Kansas City, right? So your film never changed. What you're studying, what you're looking at, and obviously Kansas City's different, but none of that to me ever changed. So I think that's a significant advantage that the Browns have.
I agree. I think your X factors on that side of the ball for the Browns offense against the Chiefs defense is Odell Beckham and David Njoku and their ability to stretch the field to open it up for the run game. Let's flip the script, Nick. Let's go to the offensive side of the ball. You can't say enough good things about Patrick Mahomes. I watched all these snaps, and I just watched and I watched, and I thought, I personally, I've never seen somebody of the caliber of Patrick Mahomes. I'm not at all afraid of their run game. We don't need Andrew Billings for this game. He's kind of struggled. He has an opportunity to come on a little bit strongly. They're not going to run power. They're not going to run it up the gut. I'm not afraid of Edwards-Helaire, Daryl Williams. I like Jerick McKinnon. I actually think he's probably one of their better backs. I've always thought Jerick McKinnon's a bit underrated. They're not running it up the gut. Yeah, I'm not afraid of it. I think that this defense is very fast. The Browns defense is fast. I'm not afraid of their run game whatsoever.
Clyde's banged up too.
Yes, he is questionable for this game. And let's talk about the elephant in the room. Your center, your right guard, your right tackle, they're all rookies, essentially. Lucas Niang opted out last year. You're looking at a guy who hasn't played football in a year, and you got the opportunity to line Jadeveon Clowney or Myles Garrett over top of it. I love Creed Humphrey. I love their center. I really liked Creed Humphrey in this draft process. I knew he was going to go too high, probably for the Browns. Late day 3 was where I was looking offensive line wise. I don't know. You got 3 rookies. Use that.
Yeah.
There is no weakness to this offense outside of that. Now, Andy Reid's smart. He knows what he's putting out there. He knows what you're putting against him. He knows these things. But you've got to use them to your advantage. He may know this. He may try to protect them. He may put tight ends over on that side. That's where I would be putting them. Put running backs in protection. He's going to hide his flaws, and I say that in air quotes.
Yeah.
He's going to hide what little flaws they potentially have. Patrick Mahomes creates a lot of pressure for himself. Stay disciplined. Stay in your lanes. Don't over pursue, and you will be just fine.
I agree with you. I don't think the Browns sacked Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs.
Not that I recall.
I don't believe so. That has to change. You have to. You saw even, Jacob says Patrick Mahomes is he just described him for you. Patrick Mahomes has never lost in September, but even a guy that good looked human against a legitimate pass rush from Tampa Bay. So to me, I just think you need to find a way with you, especially your front 4, because obviously you've got a lot of questions in the secondary. I'm not questioning the Browns secondary. I'm just saying Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce are both absolutely elite. And so you are going to need as much help in the secondary to cover those two. And, Mecole Hardman is also a burner. So,
I love Mecole Hardman. So
you're probably not going to be able to afford to really blitz a whole lot, in my opinion. So no. I think that largely falls upon, like, Myles Garrett. You're paid like you are paid as an elite pass rusher. You've got to be an elite pass rusher today. And you understand, he's still recovering from COVID last year and all that stuff. And Jadeveon Clowney's finally healthy, right? Those are your two. To me, that's the 2 X factors. I don't know what to expect from Malik Jackson, and I'm not really sure how the other defensive tackle is going to shake out at this point. I think, obviously, it's gravy if they're giving you pass rush, but I think a large burden here falls on Myles Garrett and Jadeveon Clowney.
Your 2 X factors for me, I'm not going to say Myles Garrett for the factor of I think you know what you're going to get there, and I'm also not going to say Denzel Ward because of that. My 2 X factors are Greg Newsome and Ronnie Harrison. I do not see a situation where the Browns win if Greg Newsome is bad. If Greg Newsome is bad, they will pick on him. I said that on Twitter on Tuesday, which happens to be today of this recording. I said it to my dad today. He's going to get beat. He's not going to win every rep. That's fine. But don't let 2 bad plays turn into 12 bad plays.
Yeah.
The Browns cannot win if that's what happens. I think Greg Newsome's fine. I'm predicting the Browns to win. We're going to get to our predictions here in a second. But Greg Newsome, Ronnie Harrison, I think a combination of JOK and Ronnie Harrison on Travis Kelce is the way to not neutralize him, but slow him down. You got to slow him down, because if he is tearing you up underneath, you play right into Tyreek Hill's plans. I think Kelce's the guy you go for first, because Tyreek Hill is going to get his. Just make sure Kelce does not have yak. That is the way I think you beat the Kansas City Chiefs. Final thoughts.
Tight ends are always the Browns' Achilles heel. They have been the Browns' Achilles heel since I've known what football is. So if there was ever a year to start, and I mean, God, it's Travis Kelce, but you have to find a way. If you want to be a Super Bowl contender, if you want to go to the Super Bowl, you cannot afford to continue being killed by everybody over the middle, every team's tight end. So that's where it starts to me. I do think the Browns win. I think the Browns control this game through running the ball. I don't think that the Chiefs have the answer to stop the Browns' run game. Jedrick Wills was injured on the first play last year. They're going to have the full offensive line ready to go. I think the Browns can control the tempo of this game, and I have predicted them to win.
There we go, guys. That's our first prediction of the week. We both got the Browns. We're going to slide over into that prediction. You want more full in-depth analysis on all of our thoughts, man? We'll be talking in depth about this game after the game on our regular show on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. live, YouTube, Twitter, everything else that you are listening to right now, guys. That is our preview. That is what the film tells us about the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's pick some week 1 games, Nick. We're going to launch into the Sunday slate, the 1 o'clock games. Who you got in the battle of really terrible teams, the Jags or the Texans?
I am going with Urban Meyer to win his first game as an NFL head. He hasn't been an NFL head coach, has he? No. I'm going with Jacksonville.
I like Jacksonville, mostly because I really don't like Houston.
Agreed.
We're going to go Chargers, Washington. I think this is a really, really good matchup of teams that I both think will be playoff teams. I predicted it earlier this week in our show. I am going to go with Fitzmagic and the Washington football team.
This pains me. I am going to, I'll take the Chargers.
Okay. All right. I'm writing this down. Me and Nick have a bet, which will be discussed. Normally these picks, the picks will probably be made on these preview episodes, actually, because our main episodes are.
I actually have a question I want to ask you. I do. So I have a sheet right now. I don't know if we're showing the video of this, but through my work, we do a poll of this. We just do $2 a week, and there's a whole bunch of people that play. If you're at all interested in playing at any point, I will get an extra sheet starting next week. And if you want to have some fun and do this for a little pool every week, that's also something that we can do.
I like that idea. We will talk about that. I like that a lot. All right, guys, we got the 49ers, the Lions, and the Lions are just they're really bad.
Give me, where are you, 49ers? Give me the 49ers.
All right, man. We got the Jets. We got the Panthers. Sam Darnold against his old team. Give me Sam Darnold and the Carolina Panthers.
I think the Panthers are the more talented team at this point, so I'm going to take them as well.
All right. We are going to slide over Seahawks, Colts. I'm going to go with the shocker. I don't know who the quarterback is. I'm not crazy about Seattle. I have them both as playoff teams. I'm going to take the Colts.
I am going to say they're going to let Russ cook, and I'm taking the Seahawks.
All right. Got a couple of difference here. Yeah. We got the battle of the birds, the Eagles, the Falcons, Jalen Hurts. I'm going to go with the team that has the better scheme and the best playmaker. That's Kyle Pitts. I'm taking Atlanta.
Wow, this one is tough. The debut of the Atlanta head coach.
Arthur Smith.
I am. Wow. I'm gonna take Philly.
Okay. All right. Back-to-back disagreements. The Bills and the Steelers. Well, the Steelers will not be 11-0 this year.
Nope.
They will not even be 1-0.
No, they will not. I also select the Bills.
Okay, we're going to go now into the 4 o'clock games. Or I'm sorry, one more 1 o'clock game. Cardinals, Titans. I am going to take Tennessee.
Interesting. Wow, that is a tough game to pick. Oh man. Wow, this is you know what? I tend to agree with you. I'm gonna take Tennessee.
All right. It'll be a good game. I think it'll be a fun game to watch.
Great.
Might be the 1 o'clock game I watch, to be honest with you. Dolphins, Patriots. The Dolphins begin their march towards the playoffs. Give me Miami. against that defense against a rookie and Mac Jones.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I like Miami in this one.
All right.
That's going to be a close game, too.
Couple of really bad teams, the Broncos and my boss's favorite team, the Giants. Bad news, man. Denver's defense is going to crush that offensive line.
Agreed. I take Denver.
That is not a good offensive line. We got the Packers. We got the Saints. Jameis Winston, Aaron Rodgers, all that weird offseason. What's going on there? Give me Aaron Rodgers in the pack.
I agree with you.
Bears, Rams. Rams are one of my big Super Bowl contenders. Give me the Rams. I don't think the Bears are that I love. I picked Justin Fields to be my offensive rookie of the year, but I just don't. I'm not crazy about that Bears offensive line.
I'm going to take the Rams as well. Is Andy Dalton starting? Is Justin Fields starting? I think it's Dalton. Give me the Rams.
Ravens, Raiders.
I don't care about the stupid Raiders. I'm taking Baltimore.
Go see our earlier show on Tuesday. Nick will tell you exactly what he thinks about the Las Vegas Raiders.
I think we skipped one. We are looking at Minnesota and Cincinnati.
Ooh, how did I? Yeah, it's right there. I see it. It's right there. I don't know what's going on there. Give me my wild card team, the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, not Joe Burrow's first start. I will also take the Vikings.
I don't know how we missed that. We'll put that thing on there. There we go, guys. There's your picks. We will check back with you guys next week, tell you our record. I had a winning record picking last year, so I always tell everybody to take the money to the bank with our picks. Guys, you can find me at Rochism13 on Twitter, Nick at Carnsies817 on Twitter, if you guys are checking us out. Otherwise, the link tree will give you all the information. Join our Patreon. You would get early access to this video. You would have seen it on Thursday morning instead of Friday afternoon. Patreon also gives you the exclusive articles I write every week, our newsletter with quotes, facts, and recaps of the week before, our exclusive group chat, and exclusive giveaways, including a t-shirt giveaway that'll probably happen, I don't know, maybe halftime of the football game this weekend.
Ooh, that sounds like a lot of fun. I like that idea a lot. And don't forget, wow, I just lost my train of thought. But we will be giving away all kinds of fun stuff. We have, and you know what? So it's been kind of a dead week as far as quotes go because obviously the Browns aren't there. But by the time we come to you next week, we're going to have all kinds of post-game stuff, all kinds of quotes, all kinds of things. So it's going to be really fun. You will not want to miss it. Thank you for tuning into this. You are all amazing.
Thank you, guys. These are our shorter preview episodes for the actual week's opponent. Most of our main episodes do the recap of the week before. We go a little long, about an hour and a half, but this has been the Barking Browns Week 1 preview episode of the Kansas City Chiefs. We love you guys. I'm Jacob. That's Nick. Go Browns. We'll see you next week.